Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's look at some of the movers, though, today. I'm Alex Steele alongside Paul Sweeney. We're joined now by Bloomberg's Lisa Mateo. Lisa, you're looking at Home Depot.
Yeah, okay, so Home Depot, right, opened its books. Shares have been kind of all over the map, though, up as much as 2%, but now it's starting to tick lower. Basically, its CFO said February sales weighed on the quarter due to nationwide weather conditions because of the weather, but demand improved in March and April, so it maintained its guidance for the fiscal year. U.S. sales ticked up, and that full-year forecast, it did include the impact of tariffs. Says it sources more than 50% of its products in the U.S. Is it a sign that consumer spending is holding up? I mean, that's a question. I went to Home Depot, over the weekend, and it was crowded.
It was?
I had to get the plants and the soil and all that kind of stuff,
that's the time
for
of
the
year.
spring. And it was crowded. But they say that sales got a nice boost from, the smaller projects, things like that. But consumers are still holding off on those bigger projects.
What's going on with Pfizer?
Okay, so there was this big news from Pfizer, right? Struck this $6 billion licensing deal with Chinese biotech company 3S Bio. Basically, they're going to develop a cancer drug outside of China. So Pfizer has been up as much as about 3%, but shares of 3S Bio up 32% in Hong Kong. So a big deal there. The breakdown as far as that $6 billion, so you have Pfizer paying about $1.25 billion upfront to license that experimental drug. And then in addition to that, 3S Bio can get up to $4.8 billion in downstream fees if the drug hits all milestones. So that's how that whole $6 billion works out. But it's not just Pfizer. It's like a lot of competition has been set on China-originated drugs to kind of refill their pipelines over the past year. I mean, you have global data saying the number of large pharma licensing deals from China reached a record high in 2024. So more companies are starting to do this.
What else you got?
And so AMER Sports, okay, they make the Wilson tennis rackets, Louisville Slugger bats. I know my money goes to that. DeMarini bats on top of it. Its shares have been up as much as 17%. So it boosted its adjusted profit forecast for the full year, right? Reported first quarter results topped expectations. A big part of it, Salomon ski boots. You're the skier. Okay, you're the skier. I know. I'm not the big time skier. Arc'teryx, the hiking gear. I don't know if anyone's into that too. Those are like the big movers for them. When it comes to tariffs, though, the company just says it. You know what? We're going to manage through it because we have these premium brands. They said they're going to continue to operate its business with flexibility. In their fourth quarter report, though, they did talk a lot about 20% of their sourcing came from China, Vietnam, Canada, and Mexico in 2024. China and Vietnam made up the most of that. But they're saying they're going to weather through the storm, the tariff storm.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.